Hi, welcome back to The Single Cook. My name is Tiffany, and I'm your host for the cooking show. So today we are going to be doing what is technically a round two recipe. I'm going to be using leftover jambalaya mix to make a sausage and peppers wrap. Uh, it's a little unconventional, and any of my Hispanic friends will absolutely slap me on the hand for this. But for me, it's a good way to use up those leftover jambalaya mix, as well as using up some of the sausage and the peppers that I keep in my freezer. We will also be using onions and some taco seasoning, just store-bought taco seasoning. So if you'd like to cook along, go ahead and grab your cast iron and let's get cooking. Okay, let's get cooking. I've got that cast iron. I'm going to move that out of the way so I can light my stove. Most of you know that my stove is a little wonky, so I have to light it by hand. And we're going to get that pan heating. I'm using olive oil today instead of bacon fat because I don't want the salt content from the bacon grease. And that oil will work just fine for me. We're going to let that get going on the heat and start shimmering. Once it gets heated and shimmering, then we're going to start adding our ingredients. Okay, first up, we're going to add that kielbasa sausage, and that has just been sliced into little medallions, slightly on an angle just to give it more surface area. And I'm going to move it around the pan so that I can get it in a single layer to get as much of that surface of the sausage against the surface of the pan to get it crisping and browning as quick as possible and as evenly as possible. Next up, I'm going to be adding some white onion. I had a very large white onion that I cut up into slices here, so I'm using that. And that extra bit of onion I have actually diced up, and that's what's in this second container here. I'm going to be putting that in the fridge for a future recipe. Might as well do the prep while I had the onion out, since I only needed a little bit. Put the rest in the fridge. We're going to move that all around the pan so we can get that oil coated over everything and get everything going so the onions can get translucent and that sausage can start to get crisp. Next, I'm going to add my peppers. These are green bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, and I have a little bit of jalapeno in there. All of that came from my freezer. As soon as I get peppers, I like to slice them up or dice them up in the case of the jalapenos, put them in Ziploc bags and stick them in the freezer. That way I can pull out just what I need for recipes like this. So this is about 1/3 of a bell pepper for green and yellow. I didn't have any red left, but absolutely use red. And about 2 tablespoons of diced jalapeno. It's been about 5 minutes and all of our peppers have started to soften, our onions are getting translucent, and that sausage has started to brown and crisp up. So we are going to start adding our seasonings. I'm just using store-bought taco seasoning here. You can absolutely make your own so that you can put the right ingredients in it. This one is just a regular one. Most of the time I like to use a low sodium one, but this is fine. I also like to add extra seasonings. I didn't put any fresh garlic in here, so I'm going to put some garlic powder in here. And we're just going to give that a couple of shakes. You all know I love my garlic. And next we're going to be adding some of our onion powder. And that is just straight from the drawer. Yes, we do have fresh onion in there, but there's nothing wrong with a little extra onion flavoring. So we'll give that a little shake over there as well. And we're going to give everything a stir to make sure that everything is combined and that those flavors are all mixing together well. At this point, I am noticing that my pan is a little sticky and that everything's not moving around as well as I want. So I'm going to grab about 2 tablespoons of water, maybe a little more, but not a whole lot. Just enough so that I can moisten the pan and get all of those seasonings mixed together really well. It's also going to pull up some of the seasoning from the sausage just being in the pan because it releases a lot of its own flavor into the pan, so that's going to help pick that up as well. I don't want it too wet though, because a wet tortilla is not a good thing. Okay, let's start to assemble our wrap. I'm going to be starting with this very large wrap. from Aldi's. This is a sun-dried tomato wrap. And I only have one left in this package. I do have another package for the leftovers. So we're going to start with that as our base. And then I'm going to take that jambalaya mix from the other day. This is about 1/3 of a cup, maybe a little more, and I've heated it up in the microwave to get it about the same temperature as the rest of our ingredients. We're going to put that across the bottom, and honestly this was probably too much for this wrap, but when is too much really too much? I'm adding my salsa here so that my salsa can mix with the rice and so that it doesn't end up just sliding off of my peppers and sausage. And this is just a medium chunky salsa. Again, from Aldi's. Next, we're going to be adding our sausage, and I'm doing that in a layer so that I end up with the most amount of sausage evenly layered across the side of my wrap. And I've got about 5 pieces that I'm pulling out. I'm going to add some of those peppers and onions and try and get that evenly distributed as well. I don't know how I ended up with a second pair of tongs there. I'm going to be adding some cheddar cheese. Some people like cheddar cheese with peppers and onions, some people don't. That is completely up to you. And then I ran out of my good hot sauce, so I'm still using some packet drawer hot sauce. This is from Jack in the Box, and it's their hot taco sauce. And here's my attempt to wrap. Please don't come for me. I know I'm terrible at it. Also, when I discover that I have overfilled my wrap. That's okay, because I have a solution for that at the end. I truly am terrible at that. My solution is to always serve my wraps with tortilla chips. That way, if I drop anything on the tortilla chips, it just becomes a taco salad. And then lastly, I'm going to be adding some more of that salsa on the side as a dip, just in case I manage to not drop anything on my tortilla chips. I will have something to dip them in. And that's been our video for today. So we made that sausage and peppers wrap with onions, leftover jambalaya mix, a couple of extras like cheese, salsa, hot sauce. Any of those extras and mix-ins you can change on your own. If you like raw onion, you can add raw onion to that. If you want lettuce on that, you can make it a lettuce wrap. I used the big tortilla wrap from Aldi's, the sun-dried tomato. That worked really well for me, but you may like something different. You can add any toppings you want. Add a crema sauce, add black olives, add whatever you feel like. This is a great way to use up those jambalaya leftovers, but you don't have to. You can use plain rice. You can use no rice at all and make it more of a fajita style. That is completely up to you. It is completely customizable for your tastes. Thank you for cooking along with us today, or at least watching along with us today. We hope that you come back and see more round 2 recipes or just regular recipes, depending on what we're doing here. As always, like and subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching. Have a good day.